Hello, and welcome to your weekly juice. Tips and advice on how to boost your confidence, conquer self-doubt, and keep you pumped all week. I'm Louisa Jewell, author of Wire Your Brain for Confidence, The Science of Conquering Self-Doubt, which was just released on Amazon September 21st. Now, a friend of mine reached out to me last week and told me that she received a desperate email from an incredible client. She said that she has lost herself and has no confidence since her hubby kicked her to the curb. She's also finding that there are so many women and a few men who are experiencing the same thing, and she asked for some advice. Okay, here goes. If you listen to episode 10 of my weekly juice, you will know that my husband also left me after 19 years of marriage. So I know what it feels like to be, quote, kicked to the curb. Before I got divorced, I always thought, oh yeah, divorce is hard, but it's not the end of the world. But then when it happened, it was way more difficult than I ever imagined. And I have 10 years of resilience training, and I'm also going through a very amicable divorce. But I still find it challenging. So I don't know how people get through it without a tremendous amount of help. So here is my advice for you, dear. First of all, when we say things like he kicked me to the curb, we characterize ourselves like we're just a piece of garbage, and you are no piece of garbage, my friend. So remember that. Finding new language will be helpful. While it may feel like you were kicked to the curb, and I don't know your circumstances around your divorce, so it could be closer to that, but I don't know. But however it happened, remember that this might have been a very hard decision for your husband to make. Most divorced men I meet feel horrible about the impact they're having on their spouses. I know my husband did, but he did it because he wasn't happy. And I really believe that he deserves to be happy. This is why I never got angry. I was really sad, but not angry. When it happened, I remember looking up at the sky and saying, well, I hope one day you're going to let me in on why this whole thing is happening to me. I figured there must be something better for me in store. Try to shift your thinking and find a way to understand and empathize with why he had to do it. You might find comfort in that. The second thing you need to do is practice self-compassion. You are losing your confidence because you think something must be wrong with you because your husband left you. This is totally natural for you to feel this way. When stuff like this happens, our worst internal critic comes out. We say things to ourselves we would never say to anyone else. And here is where the work of Dr. Kristin Neff can be helpful. She talks about the 3 elements of self-compassion, and they were extremely helpful for me, especially right after my husband left me. So here goes. Number 1, recognize this is hard stuff. Most people just try to carry on with their lives like they normally would because, well, we still have to work and take care of the kids and feed the dog. But we never take a moment to pause and have some awareness about how we're feeling about this, this whole thing. We need to give ourselves permission to feel the feelings. After my husband left, I used to take my dog to a nearby forest and sit by the water stream and cry and cry. Every day I gave myself permission to cry. Hot yoga was the perfect place because no one could tell the difference between tears and sweat. I used to go to hot yoga and I'd cry for the hour and then I'd wipe my tears and go home. So don't suppress your feelings. Find a time every day to let them out and recognize this is really hard. Second, you have to say things to yourself and treat yourself like your best friend would. It's easy to beat yourself up at this time and say things like, oh, what's wrong with me? Or how embarrassing? Or he wouldn't have left if I wasn't such a horrible wife. I mean, I hear all these things all the time from women who are going through a divorce. But these things will kill your confidence. Instead, ask yourself, what would my best friend say to me right now? Replace your internal dialogue with kind words. And now is the time to pamper yourself. Eat right. Eat, in fact, the best you've ever eaten in your life. Exercise every day. Take time to meditate. Read uplifting articles. Listen to uplifting videos. read interesting books, and surround yourself with your best friends. Finally, remember there is nothing wrong with you. Millions of gorgeous, talented, lovely women just like you have gone through a divorce. You are perfectly imperfect, just like every other woman out there. This is the human condition. Sometimes good things happen to us, sometimes bad things happen to us. We need to accept the good with the bad without always feeling that we are bad people. Sometimes shit just happens. You are still a good person. Now, I want to personally say to you and to anyone going through this that my heart goes out to you. I'm sending you so much love and courage on this journey. And I'm going to be writing and speaking more about how to get through a divorce without losing your confidence, so you stay tuned for more episodes. Now, I hope that tip was helpful, and if it was, please share this podcast with your friends. And for more tips on how you can boost your confidence, visit louisajewell.com and sign up for my newsletter. Or you can purchase my new book, Wire Your Brain for Confidence, The Science of Conquering Self-Doubt, on Amazon. I will be back next week with your weekly juice, and in the meantime, always, always believe in yourself and stay pumped. Now go kick some butt. We'll see you next time.